gente? You guys already know this. Your boy Swag coming again, ready to drop some love and a little bit of knowledge. As you guys can see in the thumbnail, I'm gonna be talking about my very first riot that I experienced and went through in county jail. County jail ain't no joke. It might not be as dangerous as prison riots because they don't facilitate and we cannot have a whole of weapons that much. But believe me, there's a lot of things that we can make into weapons that could hurt somebody. So with that being said, it has a little funny to a story, but it's a little bit serious. I want to share it with you guys so you guys can learn that people can get along even if they're so-called enemies. With that being said, man, don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to drop a comment. I'll get back at you guys as soon as the time permitted. With that being said, let's get into the video, man. So, as you guys are aware, and I mentioned before in my life, I was a juvenile when I caught my case. So after you turn 18, they send you to county. But see, I was going to court in the county already because I got direct file, which is a motion that they charge as an adult. And they have a different motion that you can fight to get charged as a juvenile, which is a 707 hearing. But they never gave us one of those. They just direct file literally because we were part of a RICO indictment, of the federal RICO indictment. Me and my crime were part of the RICO indictment. We were the youngest ones out of the 29 people, 32 people that got busted. So they had left us in the state. We went, after we got moved to the county, we went to over there, Santa Rita for a minute. And the judge was like, nah, this kid's, it's not worth it. Let them, because they're gonna have a lot of basically room to file motions and they can get the case dismissed because they were juvenile. So they didn't want to charge us in federal court, so they send us to the states and the states direct file us, and that's where they began. So after I turned 18, they sent me to the county jail, 850 Bryan, San Francisco County Jail. As I got there back in those days, we had the 6th floor, which is a minimum floor. Then we had the 7th floor, which is basically like people that been to prison, the politics or the messed ups, the ones that was always in trouble. But since I was coming to the county, they put me on the 6th floor. So as I was coming there, we only had 2 tanks at that time, tank 3 and tank 5. As I was coming there, I stopped in front of tank 5. I had my barrel, I had my paperwork, and they make you choose a mattress there. So as I walked in there, I saw one person on the phone, but he was like kind of like hidden talking, so I didn't get to see him real good. But I saw another one that looked a Latino, so I went straight to him and I was like, hey homie, you bang? And he was like, no, I'm a Paisa, I'm a Honduran. I was like, all right. So I introduced myself, who I was. He's like, oh, you got a homeboy? He said, the phone. And when I look back, my older homeboy Caballo was there, and I was like, what the hell? I landed there on a Wednesday, excuse me. So cantina had already been gone, so I didn't know what to do. So I didn't have nothing. I didn't have no soap, no body wash, no shampoo, no toothpaste, no toothbrush. So basically the paisa and the homie hooked it up for me and gave me my little care package. And they were like, bro, we have bunks 1 through 12. So over there, they assign you a bunk. The police assign you a bunk, but it went in the dorms. You know, there were dorm leavings. We figure a system out where we can be together, where we had the homies and the whites and the paisas on one side, and then we had the blacks and the others on the other side, and that's just the way it was played out. So we had 1 through 12. The bunks that were empty were 3 and 1, the top bunks. But 1 was right in front of the window that you could see the little hallway where you can walk down the county. I didn't like those. People used to knock on those windows. So I chose bunk 3. Underneath me was a Cubano named George that I met. He was running bikes, a cool dude, respectful dude. So as we got there, I knew a few, not a few, but a good amount of blacks, brothers that were there because I knew them from the projects. I either grew up with them, I grew up with their sons, or I used to go to their house, or once we start talking, we figure out that we knew each other through their sons to their family. So with me it was a little bit more kick back because I had that friendship. I grew up in two different projects across the city, so I had that friendship with a lot of individuals. Always respectful, always keep in mind that we were two opposite sides, but we always kept it respectful. See, mind you, San Francisco blacks, the brothers, a lot, some of them have been to prison. They claim Kumi or 415, which is a prison gang out of the Northern California, which is the Frisco dudes that created that. And there was like two of them. And sometimes they hold the grudge against the homie because everything that had transpired when we have been in San Quentin with them. Their riots, the disrespect and stuff like that, right? So you always have that one person that think that he's tough, that he don't want to deal with no other race but his, that think he knows it better. And unfortunately for us in that tank, we have one of those individuals named Money. He was from Berkeley, North Berkeley, right? And the other dude was from North Richmond. So they were cool individuals. But then a couple days later, another Moreno, another brother landed there that was from Oakland, the seminary, right? And I knew a few individuals, so I started chopping it up. Once he said he was from seminary, so I chopped it up. We were cool. And some of these neighborhoods, some of these projects in Oakland beef with Northerners as well. The Murder Dubs, they're kind of aligned, but they were beefing us sometimes. Seminary, East Oakland. There was a lot of friction, right? But dude landed there with a bunch of escante. He landed there like stuffed like a turkey with a bunch of escante. So mind you, in county jail, we have breakfast at 4 o'clock in the morning. And what they used to do is they will come through with a crate, put the milks in front of the door, and we usually used to have one person. They will grab the milks, dump it on the table, move them back, and then they will come in and put the trays. If you had a diet, your tray had a little sticker. And there was the thick ass trays, the black ones, the thick ass trays. They could do a lot of damage. They were heavy. They could do a lot of damage, believe me. So everybody used to get up. If you didn't want to eat in the morning, sometimes people didn't want to eat in the morning. I was that type of person. I don't want to eat at 4 o'clock in the morning and try to go back to sleep. It wasn't fun. So I would grab my cereal and I would put it in a bowl, safe. And then at lunchtime when the milk was cold, I would put in there a little bit of cookies with the cereals and just smack that back. And lunch, sometimes I used to do like a little a sandwich, but with a sopa, with a soup in it. And that would be my lunch after my workout, right? So, unfortunately for us, these dudes that landed there with the scante, the dude that landed there, his name was Jay, right? Jay landed there, and he showed love to a lot of people. But for us, escante was a no-no, especially in county jail. We had to, at least our tank had that rule that we wouldn't use white because you stay up in the morning way too much. And sometimes if you stay up, if you're making a lot of noise and the COs, the deputies are walking back and forward and they see you up doing something else, they automatically start thinking you either doped up or something's funny is going on. And in the morning, they come and rush in the tank and they start searching. And people didn't want the Judas in the tanks because sometimes we used to keep our extra socks, our extra underwears, our extra t-shirts, our extra blankets. Little small things that didn't mean much to other people, but to us it meant a lot because you wanted extra socks. Simple fact is you work out, you sweat, so you will wash your socks and then put the other ones. So you don't want to be walking around with your shoes and barefooted because it will start to get a little smell. And you don't want to have a celly on top of you that got some stanky ass feet that smell like a straight queso, like rotten cheese. So we don't want the attention. Well, these dudes decided to start doing Hello White. And they were pretty loud. They were playing dominoes. They were smacking the domino on the bunks. And mind you, the bunks were metal, so it was sounding real loud. So I got at the representative from their side and was like, hey, bro. We had already asked them to lower it down a little bit, at least to put a towel or a sheet, so the domino slam wouldn't sound that hard, right? Because we were trying to sleep. It was like 2 in the morning, and they were just on one, on the sick one, being loud, laughing, rapping, doing beats on the bunk. It was pretty out of hand. So we asked them a couple times. They ignored us. So about the fourth time, I went and got at the rep, and I was like, "Hey, G, check it out." We try to have a conversation with them. We try to ask them. Them dudes are they're on the sick one, bro. Can you at least they know that like we trying to fall asleep, we trying to get some rest. We got gym tomorrow in the morning, and this dude's is like being loud because we used to get gym, and we would go with the seventh floor, and that's when you used to meet the homies and kick it with the homies when we get both floors in the gym, right? And nobody wanted to miss the gym, and they do gym called hella early over there. They used to do it like around 7:30, and you will have to put your name down, and then you have to put your name down by 8 o'clock. You'll be ready to go. So dudes felt some type of way that we approached the rep, and they went and got at them and shot the domino game down. And basically they were like, "That's it. You guys are out of pocket. It's true. People trying to sleep, and you guys are just being noisy, disrespectful." They were just trying to. They're like, you always got those youngsters that they think that know it better. They know it all, and that's unfortunate because sometimes when you have those type of individuals, you can really actually talk to them. You cannot have a conversation with them because they automatically will try to flex up when you were trying to come at you sideways, and things can escalate from there. So, well, what transpires is in the morning when Chow came, I grabbed the milks, dumping, and myself and two other homies, we used to get soil milks, not the regular milk, but soil milk, because those milks that they give you in jail, man, they're whew, there's something else. So my body was already used to the soy milk. Well, since I dumped the milk, I grabbed my soy milk. I usually used to grab the homies, but he was like, "Nah, fool, let me get up and grab it." So that day he took a little bit longer because he was under the covers with his blanket on and no shoes. Me, I never slept like that in the dorms. I used to just do like half a blanket and just my arms, and I would stay with my pants and my shoes be on. Like, I just didn't want to get caught slipping. So I heard rumors of who that's opening the door and letting the enemy come in there and just good luck to you if they catch you slipping. So I would never drop my guard. I would always have my shoes on with my pants. And I would put my blanket hat like from my stomach all the way to my arms, and I would just sleep like that. Well, the individual went and grabbed the homie soy milk and pounded it. He knew what he was doing. He knew that that was disrespectful, but he didn't really care. So once the homie was looking for the soul maker, he saw the little cup because they give you a little cup on it. He saw it on his bed. He approached him. He was like, "Hey, G, with all due respect, that's my soul mate. Can you please next time not grab it because that's my drink?" Dude came out over here. He goes, "I could do whatever the fuck I want, man. Nobody gonna tell me nothing." So, but he said it pretty loud, like he was getting it loud. So we all looked towards where he was at. He was in bunk, I believe was 15. So it was right where we used to eat because we used to get the last table because they're long metal tables. So we used to sit like at the last table by the TV. And then the shower here and there, those bunks right there, right? So we both we all the homies, the four homies that were there got caught off guard because of the way he got at him. And I was like, damn. So the homie was like, "Hey, G, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, so I'm asking you to give me the same. Like, just please next time don't grab it." He still wasn't hearing it. He still was like, "Man, I don't give a fuck who you think you is. I'm gonna do whatever I want, and nobody can tell me nothing, right?" Well, at that moment when the homie felt like there was no more fixing it and he wasn't gonna talk, I saw his feet move back a little bit, like ready to bang on him, right? But then the representative saw the same movement that I saw and got step in the middle, was like, "Hey, G, let me holler at them. We handle this, right?" So they chewing them out, him and other two, his homies are chewing these dudes out. And they came back and they're like, "Hey, G, don't trip. When they do Pilco, we're gonna boop up these fools. We're gonna get them out of the tank." Somehow, some way, it got back to their ears that they were gonna get removed. because they were disrespectful toward us. I don't know if there was an OG that used to be there, cranky ass old man named Charlie. I don't know. Charles went and told the dudes that what we were trying to do because he didn't agree with it, or I don't know, but somebody told them. So the individuals, like I seen the movement start putting the shoes on, because usually they're just with sandals. So I tapped the homie's bunk and I got the other homies and I told the paisa like, hey, I think this fool's about to try to get it on. Mind you, we still have the tray stocked up. This is nothing but a few seconds. They give you about 15, 20 minutes for you to eat it and then start stacking the trays up at this by the entrance, right? So once I see them putting the shoes on and he saw me talking to the dude, they just start talking crazy. Fuck these dudes, I hate these dudes thinking they're the crap, trying to push on our people to have the others removed, what kind of shit it did, and people be backing up, be really listening, be putting hands on our gente, like he was on a sick one. He was just like being really loud and pacing back and forth. But I still, at that moment, he having to respect our race or our car or nothing. So that didn't have nothing to do with it. They had already told us they were going to take care of us, so we didn't want to jump the gun, right? Well, unfortunately for us, that was our mistake, because dude went up to the where the tray was at, grabbed the tray, and literally threw it at the homie and hit him right on the chest. He threw it at the homie, right? So the tray hit him like an angle corner with the end of it, hit him right on the chest, like took his air out. Once I had seen that and the homie stumbled back, the other dude that was with money, Jay, jumped in and trying to crack the homie where he was like falling on the ground. Somehow the homie saw it coming and kind of moved when he was sliding down towards the bunk and moved. So dude hit like the bunk and the homie jumped up and started getting off. So instantly I run up to the other dude and we just start getting off. Well, there's the funny part, right? In the midst of that, we just seen trays flying and we had that crazy ass oatmeal. So trays were flying, stuff was going on. So there was like a big photo by the entrance of oatmeal. You see this dude, he was a deputy right there. Stocky ass fool named Brian. He's trying to come in there. He's pissed off that you're making them do paperwork 4 in the morning. He's like, you mother. He never sees the photo of oatmeal and just ate his whole shizzies. Like, dude just slipped on and went back, and you just seen his head busted like he was rock and rolling and landed on his ass. And he's more pissed off. Now he's talking crazy to us, like, let me put my hands on you little mother flowers. I'm about to F you up, la la la, li li li. The other CEOs that knew, there's 2 of them Latinos, a couple white boys, and another 2 blacks that come in there. They start spraying us, they start separating us. And dude was like rubbing his head the whole time. He didn't even get involved. But when they start pulling us out, unluckily for me, I was the one he grabbed to squirt out. So he literally put my hand all the way to the back, start bending and make me walk backwards. And he's all up on my ear talking about, you think you tough cheeses? Watch, I'm going to show you, mother flower, when we get to those tanks. You think I'm playing with you? You want to come in here and to my tanks at 4 in the morning and start doing this riot with my people? Like, he thought we had kicked it off. So we get to the tanks. They're big tanks where they do intakes. And there's A section and B section. In San Francisco County Jail, they're divided. So A section houses the northerners and the upper Fillmore Project dudes, and the son of the dudes from third, they have beef with the other projects from Hunters Point, third, Oakdale, and the lower side of Fillmore, right? And B side houses Sureños, the side, all the side of Fillmore, and the lower side of Hunters Point and all of that stuff. The Sunnydale, like the dudes that don't have problem. So we get put on the A side and they get put on the B side tank. And then the dude that I was cool with, right? I'm only gonna call him Q. Q was like, hey, bro. I was like, yeah. He's like, hey, bro, we good? I was like, yeah, we good, homie. Like, on trip. It's all Gucci. He's like, bro, you know, I didn't want it to go down this route. He goes, but still my people, you know. I had to respect that. At the end of the day, it was just another order of business for us. At that moment, we didn't want to create a hostile environment for us to live. Neither they, because we were already getting along on the tank. It was filming. We had a good communication skill, and we didn't want to do it with that. And that was my first riot. I ain't gonna lie. Those trays are heavy, and when you grab one of them, you're trying to sock somebody with them, they do a lot of damage. Because the homie did that, and it split dude's whole head open. It had like 15 stitches. I somehow got socked by one of the soap that was in the sock, and they just hit me right here on my eyebrow. My eye was like literally really bad. I had like 3 more hits like that in my back. Even the piece of plastic that was holding the curtain for the shower, that thing had got taken out by the one of the paisas, and but I ended up on their hands, and I had like a couple sticks. Like I don't know if the police hit me with those or it was those plastic sticks, but I had a couple hits on my legs and stuff like that. So, and I was angry because I had a little oatmeal on my shirt. I was like, man, these dudes, me and old boy, me and Q cracking jokes. And the homie's like, hey, fool, why you talking to the fool? I'm like, hey, bro, look, check it out. The situation is done. It is what it is. He didn't have nothing to do with it. That's still his people. He's obligated to handle business. He's going to prison, so he got to stop programming like he's in prison because he was waiting for the bus. He already took a deal like 15 years, so he was going to level 4. So he had already started programming like he was in a joint, which is respectable. But at those times in county jail, we had that respect. And this is where I'm trying to go to the point of it. We got down, we handled business, but at the same time, we remain acquaintances. Not friends, but acquaintances. And we kept a respectful behind those doors because we knew we handled business. There was nothing else for us to keep yapping about it, disrespecting each other's race, disrespecting each other's movement. It was part of the point. And the moral of the story is sometimes you can get along with another car. Sometimes you develop friendships with another people from different cars. But you both know, and you guys got that in the back of your head, that sometimes if things kicked off and you have to handle your business, it is what it is. But as long as we kept the respectful, whether we were in a hole waiting to get transferred to asset, didn't matter. We kept our respect with each other because we knew we handled business. So me and Q and a couple of his homeboys were cracking jokes. They put us in a hole, and in the hole, it was F tank. So we had 1, 2, 3, 4 tanks. The house says 6 or 7 people, I believe. So we went to tank 1, they went to tank 2. Well, for the beginning, they have put them in tank 3 right across from us. So we were always talking smack. We were always cool. And I remember when they put that Oakland and Richmond doing there, they smashed on them. They smashed on them to the point where they moved them to the next door pop by themselves. Those 2 individuals just kicked off the riot. And it was because Q knew that they were wrong. And that's what I'm trying to say to you guys. If you guys, and I seen these youngsters when I came to find my case in 2020, these youngsters will be the respectful. They will be talking crap to each other. They will be trying to snatch each other's line. And I used to tell them, bro, where's you guys' respect? You guys handle business. The door's pop. We know what time it is what it is, bro. But you guys shouldn't be involved in being the respectful because you don't know who you might rub off the wrong way. You think you're tough. You don't know if the other person knows how to fight, can hit you one time and you're done dizzle. So these youngsters nowadays, they do that. So if you're involved in a life, I hope you keep your way of thinking, change your way of thinking. And I hope you don't go down the road because prison, county jail, anything can be a real danger for you. So do something better with your life. But if you're going down that path and that's what you want and your mind is made up, be respectful to the next man. Be respectful to your adversaries because that shows that you at least know the danger that they represent because you don't ever know. Like me and Q, we went back, but we knew each other for a long time, but we kept it respectful one another for the simple fact that at the end of the day, we knew where we stand. I was Latino. I was a Southern representing the SUR program. He was a black from the project representing the African community. And it was what it was. We at least kept that respect. And that's the point of the moral of this story is that sometimes you can be friends with somebody. It doesn't necessarily have to be, oh, I don't like that color of skin. Don't be an asshole about it, man. Keep it respectful. Be respectful. You don't have to hate the next person. That don't make no sense, man. And sometimes when you in prison, those people that you don't like or that you consider your enemy, they might be the ones that help you out when you in a joint and there's no homies around and you need a shot of coffee or you need a soap. They might be the people that help you out with it. So keep that in mind, man. That I don't understand these new kids nowadays. They want to be all tough and everything. When shit will come to push, it's not even about that, man. So keep that in mind. Be respectful to one another. Love on each other. You guys always know, man. That was the first riot I had. I got pretty banged up. I'm not gonna lie. I had a headache for like 4 or 5 days. I suffered. I'm not gonna lie. It was pretty messed up. And I'm not gonna sit here and say I wasn't scared. I was scared because you never know where the next punch is gonna come. So you wigging and wabbing, but it is what it is, man. That was my first incident. That was my first riot that I experienced in the county jail. Not counting the riots I went through with the police and everything else. I'll keep telling you guys one story. With that being said, man, you guys already know. Send my love. Let's get it.